I let my girlfriend's family mock me in Japanese for an entire meal, then shocked them with one sentence. I'd been dating Yuki for 8 months when she finally invited me to meet her family. Her parents had immigrated from Osaka when she was 12, and despite living in California for over a decade, they still spoke primarily Japanese at home. "Just be yourself," Yuki said as we pulled into their driveway. "They're going to love you." The house was immaculate. Shoes lined up perfectly by the entrance, not a single item out of place. Her mother greeted us with a polite bow, her father with a firm handshake. Everything seemed normal until we sat down for dinner. That's when the comments started. They spoke in rapid Japanese, gesturing occasionally in my direction. I caught Yuki shooting them warning looks, but they ignored her. Her younger brother snickered at something her mother said. Her father shook his head dramatically while pointing at my outfit, khakis and a button-down I'd specifically chosen to look respectful. "What are they saying?" I whispered to Yuki during a particularly animated exchange. "Nothing important," she said quickly, her cheeks flushing. "They're just discussing work." But I could tell from their body language it wasn't about work. Her grandmother, who'd been silent until now, said something that made the entire table burst into laughter. Even Yuki's teenage cousin was grinning. The mocking continued through 3 courses. They'd lower their voices when Yuki tried to change the subject to English, then resume their commentary the moment she got distracted. Her father made exaggerated gestures mimicking how I held my chopsticks. Her mother rolled her eyes when I complimented the food in broken Japanese I'd learned from Google Translate. By dessert, I'd had enough. What they didn't know was that I'd spent 2 years stationed in Yokohama during my military service. I was fluent in Japanese. Not just conversational, but military-level fluent. I deliberately kept this from Yuki because I wanted her to like me for who I was, not because I could speak her parents' language. But listening to them call me the stupid white boy, debate whether I was good enough for their daughter, and speculate about my obvious lack of intelligence had pushed me past my breaking point. Her grandmother was in the middle of explaining how Americans have no culture when I set down my chopsticks and looked directly at her father. "Oto-san, watashi wa anata no kazoku no shinsetsu na omotenashi ni kansha shite imasu ga, watashi wa baka na shirojin de wa arimasen." The table went completely silent. Every fork, every chopstick, every conversation stopped mid-sentence. Yuki's jaw dropped. Her mother's eyes widened. Her father, who'd been mid-laugh, froze with his mouth open. "You speak Japanese?" Yuki whispered. "Hai, nijunen ijo benkyou shite imasu," I replied, keeping my eyes on her father. "And I understood every word you said about me tonight." Her father's face went through about 6 different shades of red. Her mother started stammering apologies in both languages. Her grandmother, who'd called me an idiot not 5 minutes earlier, suddenly found her tea very interesting. "Why didn't you tell me?" Yuki asked, her voice caught between amazement and mortification. "I wanted your family to know the real me first," I said. "Not just someone who could impress them with language skills." Her father cleared his throat and spoke in careful English. We apologize. Our behavior was inexcusable." "You were protecting your daughter," I replied in Japanese, then switched to English. "I respect that. But next time, maybe give me a chance before deciding I'm not worth her time." 3 years later, her father gave a toast at our wedding, in both languages.